Hey everyone, I just wanted to touch base with you guys about something that, or a couple of things that are pretty important that's going on. First of all, my own healing journey continues, never seems to end, and that's actually a good thing. I think that's all part of the process. I was driving home from a therapy appointment, believe it or not. I've been feeling grievy for the last 4 days. And with everything that's been going on with the hurricane. And for those of you who have been affected by this hurricane, I just, this just is, it breaks my heart to see what's going on. And I can feel it. I can feel the pain that people are going through. And I've been doing this kind of empath grieving. I actually looked it up, and there seems to be a thing about empath grieving. So I've been grieving that. I've been grieving some things that I'm releasing right now. We've got a new moon here. I don't remember what day it's on, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So if you're feeling like all over the place, or you just can't, there's nothing to grasp onto, or you don't understand what's happening, um, pretty sure we're all feeling that right now. And I just wanted to connect with you guys to talk about this one thing about grief, which to me is, as I've learned, I've always known that it was important to grieve. Now I know for sure it's like actually part of this healing process. It's part of being human. And for you to hopefully recognize that if you don't do it now, that it's very, very, very crucial, um, for you, especially as highly sensitives and empaths, to do your healing or your grieving. And I just, driving home, I could just feel that. I felt like I've been grieving. It's actually easier for me to grieve now, but it's always been fairly easy. But I know people have a hard time with grieving, especially because, I've experienced in the past where people would kind of shut you down by saying, oh, it's okay, you don't need to cry, all these types of things. And that's not how grieving works. Grieving needs to be allowed. Grieving needs to happen. One of the things I wrote down was how much love that you had for a loss or connection is how much grief needs to happen, because grief is such an important piece of our humanity. And I can't emphasize that enough, especially today, since I felt this, I call them downloads. So I felt this download come down. It was like, I am in a space where I even get to grieve. Like it's all about just letting it out, getting it out, grieving, and grieving can be crying, grieving can be anger, grieving can actually be laughing, and happy. It's just an energy that we're releasing out of our system. And with all of these things that are happening, it's imperative that we grieve and allow ourselves to grieve and not be afraid to grieve. We've been taught to be afraid to do that. It's who we are. It's part of our process. It's like, animals when they get into a fight or whatever and you see them shake. It's like there's different ways of releasing that. We need to release this from our nervous system. And I can't, it's just, I don't know. I just have this thing right now where I have done a lot of grief work in helping people and my other people and myself. And for whatever reason, right now, I know that that's something that we need to do. Period. However you do it, it doesn't matter. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that what I'm discovering even about myself is that it's like something that is pretty much required at this time, just to release all that energy that's stuck in our system, and to connect with yourself and to realize, yeah, you're human, you're gonna have to go through these types of things. And having said that, like I said, I have been feeling everybody's stuff. From the hurricane, I probably made the big mistake of going and looking at pictures, which I'm trying really hard not to do, but I can see like the faces of people. It's just, it's very, very, it's heart-wrenching, and it seems to be getting worse. And that's the point of our doing our healing, is to set ourselves up to be able to guide and help other people, because if we don't, we're going to be mixed in with them, having all this, chaotic and scared and all this kind of energy. And that's not the point. That's not, I don't believe that's why we're here. We're here to help them, guide them through our own understanding. And that's why we have the capacity to, the empathic capacity and the highly sensitive, because we can feel the depth of things that other people can feel. So it's a superpower, whether it feels like that or not. It is. I needed to say that. And then what that leads me into is, I just posted something earlier. Next Monday, October 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I'm doing another meeting, Conversations with Caroline. And my intention is to actually do some sharing of what I'm, the information I'm gathering or whatever, and watching and, going through understanding myself of everything going on in the world and in the United States and all these things, and how we can, how did I say this? Bear with me, because this was not planned. How we can work through what we need to, like mind, body, spirit, physically, well, that is the body, but mind and body, and and spiritually working through what's going on with us right now, because it's highly intense at this point. And cutting back to the grief, being able to grieve and let these energies out of our system, our nervous system, is a key aspect of healing ourselves, so we can do what it is we're here to do. So again, next Monday, October 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Hopefully you guys can make it. We'll be there having a conversation, and just the more we come together and just start talking about this stuff and working with each other and guiding each other, I'm going to, pretty much talk about some of this stuff, and then there will be room for some questions to be asked. It is an hour-long meeting, and I hope to keep it at an hour because it's challenging to edit. And in the meantime, take care of yourself. Epsom salt baths, clearing, Ho'oponopono, if you know what that is. If not, we can go over that and you have the questions of it. Naps, if you need to do naps, anything that will help clear your body of all this stuff that's pretty much coming at us right now would be huge. Breath work. I can't think of really much else at the moment, but please, please, please just remember, and if you have questions, especially about the grieving piece of it, please join us on October 7th, and we will see you there. Take care.